plastic cup. Sorry about the glitch that just happened right there. I received a phone call while I was filming, so anyhow. So they replaced the hip, and as soon as I woke up from surgery, I felt like I was free from that insane pain that was in my hip. And so necrosis is not a feeling you forget. I equate it to like having an abscess in your tooth, and it just throbs and it takes over your whole face. It's one teeny tiny little spot, but your whole face hurts and it radiates, and it's just terrible. When I had the hip injury and the necrosis, I actually thought that my knee was damaged and had seen the doctor multiple times about my knee. So when this started happening to my foot, it wasn't a foreign feeling. I knew what was happening, and I told the doctors, there's a problem. My foot is dying. I can feel it. And they said the CT scans and the x-rays and everything showed no necrosis, no reduction of bone density. And I was like determined to show them. So I essentially went to them and said, I need something. I need to do something. Something needs to be done to prove that I'm not crazy. And they sent me to a new surgeon who specializes in feet, and my surgeon himself said that he was out of options. He didn't know what else he could do. And so he sent me to his coworker, and she said, well, we need to try an ankle fusion. It's not ethical to just cut off a foot. It's just not. It hurts too much. I don't like it anymore. Cut it off. That's not an option. So she said, I'm going to recommend that you do an ankle fusion. And I was frustrated, to be honest, because I was determined to have a quality of life, and my understanding of an ankle fusion after Googling it is that it's pretty much just going to get you to the bathroom and back. And essentially that is what happened. And when she did the surgery, she actually was standing by my bed when I woke up, and she said to me that I was right, and she did find some necrosis in my foot. In fact, she found enough necrosis in my foot that she had to do a bone graft out of my knee right there. And that she's hoping that this fusion will actually help. And if it doesn't, we can always take the screws out. Really? Take the screws out? That's going to fix it? No. That's going to put me back where I was 2 months ago when I came to talk to you about this problem. So right away I knew that it was not going to be good. And it wasn't. I was depressed for about a year because 2 weeks before I had that surgery, I did the sun run. I walked 10 kilometers. Was I graceful? And no. The pictures are horrible and depressing, but I did it. And I did it so that I could prove that I could do it. And I did it so that when I get my new leg, which I was determined to get, that I could do it again and challenge my time. And so by the time I was done, I was not walking. Like, I didn't even want to go to the car. It was a nightmare. I was so sore and I was so tired. Poor Steven. He was like just done. So after this surgery, I was basically only able to walk on flat ground with shoes on. And multiple physiotherapists said to me that was, wow, good job. That's so great. I can't believe after everything you've been through, you can walk. Thanks, but that's not good enough for me. I'm not willing to just walk on flat surfaces with shoes. No, not happening. I want my quality of life. So I said to her, I call this foot my meat anchor. I hate it. It makes me miserable. I resent it all the time. And I gave it its own name. And I called it Dolores. And everyone else called it Dolores. And we started the process of disassociating ourselves from this foot. Bye. Get out. So after the ankle fusion and it being horrible and me still being in lots of pain and having proved that I have necrosis, my follow-up with her involved me telling her, listen, I'm ready. I want to do this. And she looked at me and she said, you're not crazy for wanting to do this. Most people do, but most people wait longer. They suffer longer. They are afraid of having their foot amputated. And I said, I'm not. You know, as we're having this conversation, I look down and she's stretching her foot out because her high heels are hurting her. And I said to her, you know, that's the pain I'm in every morning when I wake up. Every morning. I wake up with pain like that. And she said, okay, let's do this. So she handed me the form and she said, you know, I'm sorry that you have to go through this, but you seem to have made up your mind. And I, from that moment on, felt a sense of victory because it was finally going to happen and I was finally going to be free. I think it was just over a year after my ankle fusion that I was, you know, in the OR waiting for my amputation. And every nurse I spoke to, even the porters, all of them, they were like, I have never in my life seen someone so excited to have a limb amputated. Just never. I mean, I had a sending off party in the pre-op, you know. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that video, but I might try and get a hold of it and put it on here. But as I was being wheeled off into the OR, my friends and my husband are waving me off and saying bye to Dolores and saying things like, don't die, don't kill my friend. My husband chimes in and says, hey, at least you're gonna be like 20 pounds lighter when you come out. It's all been a positive thing. And I have, you know, farewell cards addressed not to me, to my foot. I had a pirate flag hanging in my hospital room. All of that makes it easier. I woke up from that surgery so relieved. My husband said to me yesterday, or I think he was telling somebody else, but I was there. He said, when I went in to see her after surgery, normally she's all, but when I went in to see her, she was wide awake and bright and happy and so excited. And it's true. I thought when I woke up from surgery, I would be afraid to look under the sheets at my not foot. But I wasn't. I was excited. I wanted to see how much leg I had left. I wanted to see what kind of bandages they had on it. I was excited to be free from my foot. Yes, since then it has hit me a few times. It's a little bit weird. I am struggling with the social balance because a lot of people are weirded out by it. But yeah, that is how I ended up with only one foot. If you guys have questions, you can go ahead and post them below. I am sorry that the second half of this video is not as clearly thought out as the first half, but the phone call in the middle kind of, you know, distracted me. But if you have any further questions or have anything that you would like me to address, you can comment or you can just private message me on Facebook if you're one of the people that's on my Facebook. I do have a page that I try and update regularly with pictures and all that kind of stuff. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. He's really having a hard time. Look, he's over there. He's got that nobody loves me thing going on today. Anyhow, this is me. No more foot. It's not CGI. That's the real deal. And I'm super stoked about it. So hopefully you guys follow me on my journey. My next video is going to be about my actual hospital visit from beginning to end. And yeah, good to see you, good to talk to you, and I look forward to reading some comments. Bye.